Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Darcy Piceu after her win at the 2014 Hardrock 100. That's your third straight win at Hardrock. How does that feel?
It always feels a little bit surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
It's kind of legendary.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I mean, it was. I was sad to hear that Diana dropped at Maggie, and
Yeah.
They didn't tell me in the aid station. My pacer found out, and I had started hiking out of the aid station, and then he caught up to me and told me that she had dropped. So, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. But, I mean, as a lot of people have said, it's just, this race is all about, pacing yourself and eating and drinking and taking care of yourself the whole time. So, I guess I do that well.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And very consistently. I mean, you've run, not only once 3 straight years, you've run 29 something, 3 straight. I mean, there's some consistency.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the numbers, but the spread is probably 40 minutes. Is that just about?
Probably, yeah.
In both directions,
Wish
different
you could
conditions.
cut the time off, but
One of these years.
One of these years, maybe.
Because you didn't, you won and had another great time, but I don't think you had what you'd say a perfect day out there.
No, the first 40 miles were amazing, and I felt amazing. And then heading out of Ouray, just the sun came on and it was really hot, and then my stomach just kind of started to not feel great. So then I felt like from then on, from mile 42 or so on, it was a lot of management of just everything you get when you're up high in the mountains.
Yeah. How do you make that a priority? Because usually in like other races, let's say a 50 mile, not so extreme conditions, you're just running and focusing on racing and eating some. But here it's not about that. There's so many other factors. How do you make that a priority?
Yeah, you mean just taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just like in life, you have to take it one step at a time, and just when something happens, or you're not feeling great, or there's weather, which we had a lot of, you just have to really take care of it. You have to, when the rain came and the lightning and thunder came, it was all about, stopping and changing out of wet clothes and getting dry clothes on and making sure that you were really taking care of yourself. Because especially going into the nighttime, we were soaked coming into Sherman off of Handy's in a lightning storm. And then, just making sure that we were dry leaving Sherman, so that the nighttime up Pole Creek, which tends to be really, really cold, that we were dry and warm going up there. So that was really important.
Of your now 5 Hardrocks, wow. Was this the worst weather year you've had?
It was the wettest.
Yeah.
It was definitely the wettest. Yeah, it was. It was the most lightning and thunder I've ever seen, and the most rain I've ever seen, really. So it felt like Washington or something out there. It was crazy.
And how do you roll with that? 'Cause, especially like the lightning's going off around you, it's pouring.
Yeah.
How do you still focus on, I'm running Hardrock?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were hiking up Handy's, and I kept kind of checking in with my pacer. We should probably check in once we get closer to the summit, and make a decision about whether or not we're gonna go up and over. And because we took some time to get up just below the summit, and then by the time we got there, we felt safe enough to go up and over the summit. So that's kind of how we did it. But you're exposed for a long time out there, so, and there was lightning and thunder and everything. So.
Have you ever had to, in one of your Hardrocks, actually just stop and hunker down?
No, not really. No. I mean, I think I got on, 3 points of contact at one point when we were up in American Basin. And when we were down in Grouse, Dale had asked us to wait it out for 10 minutes.
Really?
But, in hindsight, it didn't really matter if we waited 10 minutes or 2 hours. It was a really long storm. So.
How did that? Did he actually say to stay for 10 minutes, or was it like?
He was suggesting. He was just suggesting. Yeah. And so we just said no. We're gonna head out. So we just headed out right into the thick of the storm.
There was some carnage out there.
Yeah.
As always happens at Hardrock.
Yeah.
I mean, did you pass anybody sort of just stop trying to collect themselves up in American Basin or further down the trail after those storms?
Well, the first person I passed was leaving Ouray, and that was Timothy Olson, who was taking a nap.
On the mattress?
On the mattress. And then the second person was Joe Grant going up Bear Creek, and his quad was really bothering him. He was in bad shape with his quad. And then, and going up Handy's, I remember Jason Coop.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming up, and he had said that they had stopped and waited it out, and he got hypothermic as a result of waiting it out. So
Yeah.
I think in my mind, I kind of, as through the years and being in the mountains, I've learned that you don't want to stop in that kind of weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what the lightning is, just get down.
Just get down.
Yeah. I mean, you've had sort of outdoor wilderness kind of training.
Yeah.
How do you deal, like, you see Coop? Do you like make an assessment of like, is this guy okay? Or
well, he passed me.
Oh, he passed you. Oh.
He just said I was hypothermic
Okay.
down there. So when he went by us, he had a raincoat on and he looked fine.
Okay.
So I guess he got up and over Handy's and down into Burroughs Park, and I think he dropped at Burroughs Park because he
Sherman.
must have.
He actually
did
went out of
Sherman.
Burroughs.
Oh, he went out of Burroughs.
Yeah.
Okay. So he must have got hypothermic and then way more wet and
Yeah.
cold. So
Tried to recover, but
right.
I mean, that's the thing is, you say, like, if you stop and you get cold, it's so hard
Right.
with depleted energy to pull yourself out of that
right.
hole.
Yeah, unless you take time. I think if you take time and you sit and you eat and you get dry, that's basically what we did at Sherman. I took the most time I think I've ever taken in an aid station at Sherman this year.
Really? Like how?
Yeah, and just
You're not like
and-
super fascinated. I mean, not say you're not like Diana Finkel's like
right.
bag exchange gone every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's important here. I mean, just going back to taking care of yourself, I think it's really important at this race. You need to stop and eat and
yeah.
take care of yourself. So.
Did you have any really low points out there, or did you?
Yeah, I had some pretty low points. Just slow. You know, I feel like eventually after mile 50 or so, it feels slow going on every climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know you did have thoughts of sub 29 hours in your head. When did you figure out that wasn't going to happen, or did the pacer say?
It was a little bit of survival mode once we were just going through all that crazy weather and through the night. So I think I was focused less on time than I was just staying in the present moment and just enjoying myself and taking care of myself. So.
But then you did switch back into time mode at some point. Was that with Chrissy pacing you?
Maybe with Chrissy pacing me, we just started to throw out things, throw out ideas, and she always kicks my butt in the last 10 miles. So
as soon as I knew it was close from Cunningham,
yeah,
it was like you had about 3 hours to come under, and I heard Chrissy was pacing you.
Yeah,
Done deal.
it's done. Yeah, exactly.
30
exactly.
hours.
Yeah, so I was lucky.
You keep coming back here? I mean,
Yeah.
you have another entry for next year. I assume I'll see you in Silverton in next July?
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I had to think about it for a little while.
Is it 5 straight years that you?
Yeah, 5 straight years. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Do you have any
There's other races out there, so...
Are there any other adventures in store for you this summer or for fall?
Yeah, it's hard to think about right now, but yeah, I'm thinking about going up to the JMT, so
Are you?
yeah.
Wow.
We'll see. Totally solo, though.
Totally. So
Totally solo. No crew, no nothing.
just Darcy Piceu and the
Yeah.
John Muir Trail.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on
Thanks,
your
Ben.
great run here again.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah.